Oh, are they coming back? Here we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. We will get a chance to hear from you in just a minute. But before we do that, we're going to remind ourselves of something that we talked about on our first session when we talked about just our virtual or video presence. And it ties right into our topic today, those video or those virtual presentations. So if you remember, there are really 4 different ways how people view us. So back to kind of that structure, that content, that delivery that makes presentations impactful. There's a lot more that goes into an actual presentation and the effectiveness of it than just the words we're saying. So things like what we do, how we look, what we say, the actual words we're saying, and how we say it. And if you remember, one of the key things we also talked about was this Dr. Albert Mehrabian study and the importance of being congruent with our communication. We did that exercise where we said, I never said he stole my money, and we put the emphasis on the different words. So when we're presenting online specifically, we have to make sure that the message we're putting out there is congruent in terms of how we look when we're saying it and how we're actually saying it. So when we give our openings and our closings, let's give our best shot at practicing these things to make sure that we're coming across as our best selves. So let's get a volunteer for a group to hear their opening and closing. You can come off mute and you can tell us what's the topic you chose and who is the audience. So which group would like to go first?
We can go.
Okay.
Like 7.
Go for it.
So our topic we chose was the texting and driving.
Okay.
And then our audience was the group of students.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna do the opening.
Okay. So let's really set the scene, right? So let's really say that you're doing this, right? You are going to be talking, and great, you've got a group of students right here. So you've got your audience right here. So maybe move up a little bit closer to the camera so we can really see you and hear you. There you go. We're going to get you in the center there. Okay, and you're going to give the opening?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Go for it.
All right. So according to an Arrive Alive study done in 2018, 11 teenagers die every day as a result of texting and driving, and 1 in 4 car accidents are caused by texting and driving.
Ooh, and that 1 in 4, you look down. I bet you were looking at a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it again and try not to look at the piece of paper. Can we do that? We're giving you some coaching here. You got it. 1 in 4. It's a pretty simple metric. When we make that eye contact with the audience, it's a lot more meaningful. So try it one more time, James. You're doing great.
All right. According to a Arrive Alive study done in 2018, 11 teens die every day as a result of texting and driving, and 1 in 4 car accidents are a result of texting and driving.
Ooh, and James, you've got our attention now, and you so confidently gave us that opening. You didn't look at your notes at all, and you paid full attention to us. Nicely done. Who in your group's going to give us the closing to wrap it up?
I think maybe Sam.
Okay. Sam, you up for the closing?
All right. So our closing was pretty simple. It was just a question, so the closing.
Okay, so Sam, we're going to stop you right there. Don't even tell us what your closing is. Just give us your closing.
When thinking about these stats, is it worth it?
Ooh, all right. And how could we say that with even a little more oomph? Like, when thinking about these stats, is it worth it? Like, put some concern in there, right? Because you're trying to get them concerned about texting and driving. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
When thinking about these stats, is it worth it?
There you go. A little bit more concern. Nice. Let's give them some applause. Yay, group going first. All right. You can see how they just switched a couple of things in their delivery to come across in a really meaningful way. Which group would like to go next?
I'll go. We'll go.
Okay. Anthony, what was your group's topic and who was your audience?
Our topic was social media, and our audience is, a group of students.
Okay, great. Are you giving the opening?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. Go for it.
All right. I'm going to need a show of hands for this one. how many of you have a Facebook account? Show of hands.
Nice. Anthony, nice question to get the group engaged. Really simple. And one thing that we can do also, and we talk about this a lot when we do face-to-face presentations, it's helpful when we do virtual ones, is we call it modeling what you want the group to do. So we'll have you do it again in just a moment and put your hand up like, hey, quick show of hands, and you show the group what you want them to do. Show of hands, how many of you have a Facebook account, right? So try it one more time. Just put your hand up and model what you want the group to do.
And I was going to continue on, actually. I had another thing after that. So can I do that too?
Yeah, go for it. Just
All right.
Yep.
All right. Show of hands, how many of you have a Facebook account?
And hold on, Anthony, rewind. We got to put that hand up. We got to model it. So if you want them to raise their hand, put the hand up, okay? When you say show of hands, ready? Go for it.
All right. Show of hands, how many of you have a Facebook account?
Yeah. All right. We got our hands up. Go on.
And show of hands, how many of you know how to control your privacy on Facebook?
Ooh, all right. That was kind of dramatic, Anthony. And way to go. You modeled it both times that you wanted the hands raised. And so people knew exactly what you were asking them to do. You drew the group in. Thanks. Appreciate it. Who in your group is going to give us the closing?
Amika.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Actually, it's Danica. So for our closing, we're just gonna, so the statement is, just like all things in life, remember that social media can be as dangerous as it is beneficial. So be careful when sharing your information with your loved ones and friends.
Yeah. And that's an important statement, right, Danica? So let's turn our energy up just maybe a couple notches and like really hit home with that strong, lasting message for the group. All right. This is the last thing that they're going to hear. And so we want to make it meaningful to them. Are you sitting? Oh, all right. Are you sitting up? Were you laying down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at her. She's doing what we call self-coaching. Yeah. All right. Raise that energy. Give it to us one more time.
So remember, just like all things in life, social media can be as beneficial or as dangerous as it is beneficial. So make sure to properly safeguard your information before sharing with your loved ones and family.
Wow. And the energy shift when you sat up from laying down completely changed. And so you left us on a high note. Yeah. Nice job, Danica.
Oh,
right. Yeah.
Sorry, Danica, for getting your name wrong.
All right, we've got time to hear from one more group. Which group wants to bring it home for us? Give us an opening and a closing, and we'll get a little bit of coaching just so we can see the shift of what are some things maybe we might want to try. Which group would like to go last?
Oh, my group can.
All right, thanks, Olivia. Are you giving the opening?
Yes,
okay.
I'll be giving the opening.
What's your topic and who is your audience?
So our topic is texting and driving, and our audience is also a group of students.
Okay, good. And that's great that you picked the same one. We'll hear the differences, and then probably it'll still be impactful. All right, go for it.
I'm sure many of you have multitasked, whether it's eating while watching a TV show, or even now checking your phone while you're watching this presentation. And a lot of people seem pretty confident in their abilities to multitask. A recent poll shows that over 50% of young people believe that they have extremely well multitasking abilities. However, they're not as strong as we believe they are. And then go in to talk about
into
how
the
we can.
presentation. Yeah. So Olivia, you did some nice things there. We almost saw Olivia take a break and take a breath and get into character there. She was almost like, okay, game face on, I'm ready to go. And you did it. You got right into character. And the example you gave was really relevant to your audience. So nicely done. Yeah. Who from your group's giving us the closing?
Sure, I can do it.
Okay.
Remember, only you can put your phone down.
Ooh, Colby, that's a big message there. Do you have a phone near you? Do you have your cell phone near you? Okay, grab your cell phone and let's try this. Let's try, remember, only you can put your phone down. Like really dramatic, like leave it as a cliffhanger, right? Use a prop. Let's see how that works.
Remember, only you can put your phone down.
All right, we're getting there. We're going to challenge you to do it one more time. Like, really drop the mic. And like, you want these people to put the phone down.
Remember, only you can put your phone down.
Yeah, there you go. Nice job, group. So again, when we do a lot of presentations training, formal presentations training, we do coaching like that. And it's not to say you all have to go out and do all your openings and closings and video presentations like we talked about today. It's just aimed at getting you to see the wide range of capabilities you've got in your own communication styles, to see, hey, what is it like? How does it impact the audience when I change my message a little bit, depending on who they are, or maybe when I add a little bit of extra energy or raise a hand? There's no specific right or wrong way, but considering those different things really gives us some tools to try within our arsenal. We're going to finish up today by looking at some tips and tricks on some virtual presentations, best practices, to just give us an idea of some things to specifically try. Y'all did a great job of going through those. So you'll see here on your screen some tips and tricks, and we'll talk through these just quickly. That first one there is to arrive early and check on everything. So if you are giving a video presentation, make sure you're in that room early, whether it's WebEx or Zoom or Teams or whatever it is, making sure that just like you would for a face-to-face presentation and go in and check out the layout of the room, get in early and make sure everything's ready to go. Using an external headset. If you are going to officially be the one speaking, you want to make sure that no background noise comes. So if you're giving an official online presentation, we would definitely suggest using a headset. Again, I was telling Mr. H here earlier today that I feel like my headset is going to be permanently molded to my head recently because I've had it on so much. But it really allows for clarity of people to hear you. Third thing is to test all of the equipment and the meeting room functions before starting the meeting. So if you need to play around with the permissions or the breakout rooms or the annotations, just to make sure that you're prepared. And I demoed that I did not do that earlier because the poll was not working, right? And so what I should have done is test the poll everywhere feature to make sure it was ready to rock and roll. I didn't, and we went with it. Another one is to close all applications you're not using on your computer. So back to those distractions that we've all got, to make sure that we're not getting distracted by those people. When sharing your screen, make sure that you're only sharing the pertinent thing. I have been in plenty of presentations. I was actually sitting in one yesterday where somebody's chat was just going crazy and they were sharing their screen, and it was so distracting because all you kept seeing was the pop-ups on their chat. So making sure if you are sharing your screen or a document that that's the only thing the audience is seeing, because you want them to pay attention to that. Maybe changing layouts or visuals to keep the energy flowing. So if you're presenting slides, making sure that they all don't look exactly the same keeps people guessing and keeps people engaged. Staying on track, don't let the energy die down. I was talking with Mrs. Kennedy and Mr. H while you all were in your breakout groups, and we were talking about how the level that you come into your presentation at is the level that your participants are going to rise or fall to. We call it the law of the lid. And so if we come into a presentation on a scale of 1 to 10 with our energy of 5, guess what? As the presenter, our participants are not going to go above a 5 because that's the level we're at. They may come in at a 3 or a 4, but if we come in at a 10, they might still be at a 7 or an 8. So we've got to keep the energy up. And a good rule of thumb is to give about 20% extra energy than you think you need online. About 20% extra than you think you need online. If you are to videotape it and watch it, you probably go, oh, I probably could have given even some more energy. I thought I was giving enough. Using a webcam to create that visual connection, you all demonstrated that greatly. And then lastly, knowing your online platform very well and using it. So just in the chat, choose one of these that you might think would be helpful for you when you implement it, and type it in the chat. Ooh, staying on track, energy. All right, all right. Yeah, that energy. It's a big one, and it can be challenging, but it has a very, very big impact. We've got some things that we're going to try, especially when we have a chance to give our next video presentations. Just a reminder that one of the easiest ways to get better is not only practice, but we also talked about this on one of our first sessions, is record yourself and watch it. Nobody likes to do it, but we know that it can be beneficial. So if you've got a big pitch coming up or an important assignment or something that you want to make sure you're doing well, record yourself presenting it online and watch it back, or even better, ask some people for feedback. So gonna close it out and leave you all with a quick quote here from Steve Martin, the comedian. But he said once, "Be so great that they can't ignore you." And so when we think about video presentations or virtual presentations, we want to make sure that as a presenter and a communicator, that we are so good that our audience can't ignore us. Doesn't necessarily matter what our message is, but what does matter is that we're coming across in such a way that's so engaging that they are going to listen to us. So thank you all for letting me crash your party for another hour. It's been a pleasure to get to interact with you all again. And thank you for your participation. And to those of you who got a chance to put yourselves out there and practice and take a little bit of coaching.
Thank you. Let's all give Katie either a round of applause, thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Thanks, guys.
Say thank you on the.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
We can't thank you enough for showing up again today.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure.
Real quick before everyone logs out, I'm going to post a real quick link in the chat. This is the form for the food order. If you haven't filled that out yet, please fill that out.
Can I do that too?
Katie, you jump on there, whatever you'd like. We'll have it delivered to you.
Awesome.
We'll take care of you. So thank you again, everyone, for coming in today. And Katie, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. It was good to see you guys again. Good luck.
All right. I'm going to say have a good weekend to the Clayton kids. I know LeDoux, you guys are sticking around for a few more minutes, and I will too. So.
Hope you got my message there, Mr. Hildebrand.
I got it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, AJ. All right.
Hi, everybody. All right. Good job in that. Thanks for participating, guys, for those of you that did. Couple of things. I'm actually just curious. I don't know what, Mr. Hildebrand, if you had an agenda or anything right now. I'm just curious what speakers you guys have liked the best so far. Which ones stand out?
I really like. She does.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Sorry. She does.
Yeah. Speaking of video presentations and what she just presented on, she's a good speaker, especially, I mean, she has so much energy. She keeps you interested the whole time. Just her energy level, right? Is kind of what gets me. I was asking her when you guys were in the break room, have you guys seen the video of the kindergarten